Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We are very excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today to speak with you. My name is Clarissa, and I'll be your facilitator today. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to go over. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You also have a Q&A button that you can use to ask questions to our presenters at any time. And if you do have a question for a specific school, be sure to mention them within your question. This is also one of many sessions happening. There's more programming later today as well as tomorrow, so we encourage you to go back out and check the schedule to see what else is available. And lastly, the session is being recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first school, which is LIM College.
Thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, awesome. So my name is Kara Schilder. I'm the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at LIM College. We are a four-year private business fashion college. So we are a business school that focuses on the fashion industry. We are located right in the heart of Midtown Manhattan, right off Fifth Avenue. So we do have two academic buildings and two residence halls affiliated with LIM. Our two academic buildings, are located on 45th Street, one right between 2nd and 3rd Avenue and the other right off 5th Avenue. That means that you'll be studying right next to Gucci, Balenciaga, Saks on 5th, and the 3-story Zara right outside your classroom. We do have a relatively small student body. We have about 1,100 undergraduate students on our campus, which really allows for that one-to-one student to faculty attention. All of our faculty and staff has worked in the industry prior to teaching at LIM College or while teaching at LIM. So there are opportunities to really learn about the fashion industry from industry leaders themselves. It's just one of the many perks of studying fashion in the heart of Midtown. Not only do your professors get to work in between classes, but you also get to intern in between your classes as well. We are very proud of our diverse student body. We have about 15 international countries represented on our campus, as well as 45 of our states, including Alaska and Hawaii. During your freshman and sophomore year, your classes will be about 20 to 25 students, but as you get a little further into your major, classes will get a little smaller and attention will become a little bit more personalized. These are our majors that we offer here at LIM. As I mentioned, we are very niche and focused on the business side of the fashion industry, fashion merchandising being our most popular and most versatile program. Our majors deal with everything that happens right after the designer actually creates the clothing, all the way until it gets into the consumer's hands. So between all 6 of our majors, we deal with the merchandising, the buying, the planning, the wholesale, the retail, the marketing, all the things in between, including fashion journalism, photography, digital design, and graphic design. We also offer interior home design. So while we don't have a clothing construction program, we have design in a few other manners. We are launching a new major this coming fall in the business of cannabis, as that is one of the most recession-proof industries to date at this time. And the business of fashion is our transfer-specific program. So we are very transfer-friendly. If you are looking to start at a 2-year junior college and then transfer over to us, we have a whole transfer services team that is available to you, and we would love to help you plan that graduation pathway. We have a very strong emphasis here on experiential education at LIM. You are required to take 3 internships during your time. Your first will be between your freshman and sophomore year, your second between your sophomore and junior year, and your third and final internship will be your senior year, called senior co-op, where you'll be working about 40 hours a week in the field of your choosing. And on Friday, you'll be a student. So this is one of my favorite things to brag about LIM because we have such successful career outcomes. About 94% of our students ended up in the field of their choosing from our class of 2020. And keep in mind that that is the class that graduated during the pandemic. We have career coaches that will work with you all 4 years one-on-one in order to have interview prep with you, get your resume together, as well as creating your cover letter. How much does it cost to attend LIM College? So for tuition and fees for our 2021 to 2022 school year, we are just around $29,000. About 81% of our students do receive financial assistance when they apply to LIM College. All of our applicants are considered for a merit-based scholarship upon acceptance. And for my seniors in the room, if you haven't yet filled out your FAFSA, definitely highly recommend. You never know what you could qualify for. So a little bit cheesy, but I always say that we're not on the common application because we are not a common school, and that is just the fact. You do have to go to limcollege.edu, and in the top right-hand corner, click how to apply, open up an application from there. We do have an early action application that's currently open. However, we are non-binding. So if you do decide to apply early action, you are not committed. All that you receive is an admissions decision a little bit earlier, priority scholarship consideration, and priority visitation opportunities. Within our early action applications and our rolling admissions decisions, all we require is your high school transcript or all past transcripts, and our short answers. So we no longer require an essay, only our short answer prompts, of which there are 4, and you can choose your favorite 3. We are test optional, and we only require 1 letter of recommendation. Interviews can either be requested by the student or by the admissions committee. If you're an early action student, they are mandatory. But now for my favorite part of the presentation, since you hung out with me today, you can feel free to email admissions@limcollege.edu, and I'd be more than happy to waive your application fee. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in coming to see our campus, please feel free to scan the barcode here in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen. And we do have an open house coming up on November 13th, sorry. It is a Saturday program and it is on our campus. So we are more than happy to open our doors for you to come and see what LIM is all about. Feel free to connect with us on social, and I'm going to drop my contact information in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Up next, we have Berkeley College. Berkeley College is currently experiencing some technical difficulties, so we will come back to them and move on to St. John's University.
All right, let me just get my presentation up and going, and we'll get started. There we go. All right, so hi everyone, my name is Jonathan. I am an assistant director of admission at St. John's University. We are located with our main campuses in New York City. I'm going to talk about a little bit of where we have multiple campuses and what St. John's is all about. And then we'll chat about the admissions process at the end. So just to give you an overview of St. John's, we are a private university located in New York. We have 3 campuses throughout the city. Our main campus is located in the borough of Queens. So I include the New York City subway map in our presentation just so you get a better idea of where exactly in the city we're located. So our main campus is there in central Queens, right off the E and the F subway line. We have another campus on the North Shore of Staten Island, which you'll see on the left side of the corner there, which is home to more of our liberal arts college style campus, and a third campus on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, which is home to like our insurance and business type programs. So that's New York. We've got a lot of campuses there, a lot of places to study, but we also are a global school. So you'll notice some campuses in Europe below. And we have a campus in Rome and another one in Paris. So students are able to switch over to Europe for a semester. It's the same cost in tuition. So scholarship, financial aid, everything travels with you abroad, which is really cool. And we have a partnership in Limerick, Ireland, where students can study as well through a partnership university. So being a global school means you have a lot of access to different places to study. We see New York as a world city, but we also recognize students should have opportunities outside the New York area, especially in Europe. And that's why we have campuses there. So just to give you an idea of what does our main campus look like at St. John's, this is a picture of the Queens campus. So this is our main campus. This is about 100 acres. On the main campus, we have every major that we offer. So most of our students are on this campus. What's great is it's a traditional college campus in New York City, which gives you that college feel, yet you're in a major metropolitan center like New York. So this campus has about 15,000 undergraduate students. So you can imagine, very busy place, hustle bustle, a lot going on. Our Staten Island campus is about a third of the size. So you see this large campus here, imagine about a third of the size there, that's Staten Island. The Manhattan campus is what we call a vertical campus. So that's just a building in Manhattan with classroom space in it. So let me talk a little bit about St. John's and kind of what we have to offer, how big we are, where our students come from. So we're almost 17,000 total students at the university. It makes us the second largest Catholic university in the US. Now, being a Catholic school, you do not need to be Catholic to attend St. John's. Around half our students identify as Catholic, the other half of our students are not. So you're not going to be converted, you're not going to be forced to go to Mass or anything like that on campus. But being a Catholic school means we have a lot of personalized approach to education. And our student to faculty ratio is about 17:1. So our average class size is about 30 students in the room. We don't have large lecture halls at St. John's, no 100, 200 person classes. Student body, it's representing over 45 different states, over 120 foreign countries. So a very diverse place on campus, getting students from all over the world, all over the US. With that being said, there's over 180 clubs, organizations, things for you to get involved in that really give you access to a lot of great connections that you can make. And of course, you saw that campus, a lot of space as well. We also have over 100 different academic programs. So we are one university, but we're 5 academic colleges. So each college kind of focuses on different career majors and different paths you can have toward your degree. We also have an honors program and dual degree options where you can do a bachelor's degree and a master's degree combined into 5 years. So a lot of different things you can do with your education. Most people who've heard of St. John's might have heard of us from our athletic programs. We're very well known for basketball in the New York area. We play at Madison Square Garden, that's our home court. We're an NCAA Division I school, and we have 17 total sports. But we also have club sports and intramural sports. So there's a lot of different things for you to get involved in. If you're a sports fan, this is a great school for you to connect with other sports fans. If you're not a sports fan, remember I said over 180 clubs, organizations. So still quite a lot to get involved with when it comes to extracurriculars on campus. We can't talk about New York or studying at St. John's without all of the great internship opportunities that are available to you. And St. John's has connected with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, smaller startup companies, and government agencies that are really going to help prepare you for life after college. We have a huge alumni network in the New York metropolitan area, over 180,000 alumni that live and work in the New York metro area. So it's a huge network for you to connect into when you start looking for jobs and career opportunities. Definitely something you need to consider with college. Let me quickly go over the application process for St. John's. For seniors in the room, this is going to be really helpful. For juniors, it just gives you an idea of what to look forward to and all of the other underclassmen. We're on the Common App, so we are a member there. We also have our own application. St. John's is a free app, so we do not charge an application fee. So it's, in your best interest to apply. You're not going to be putting out any money. You don't have to request a fee waiver because we don't have a fee. We are also a test optional school, so we don't require test scores for admission. Instead of test scores, we would ask that you send in letters of recommendation, an essay, and a resume. The essay can be your regular college essay. It does not need to be a separate supplemental essay. So you can take what you've already written, send it to St. John's. We'll take your letters of recommendation that you're also requesting from your teachers or counselors. And then we'll also look at a resume. So that's kind of the general application process. For St. John's, the early action deadline is December 1st. So it does allow you to apply a little bit later than some other schools and still be considered for early action. So for the seniors out there, December 1st, I would say Thanksgiving time, that's a great time you should be applying to St. John's and getting all of your application documents in to the university. When we review your application, we're going to be reviewing you, one, for the program you apply to, because you can apply directly into a program. And then we'll also consider you for an academic scholarship. And that scholarship can be anywhere from $5,000 a year up to $32,000 a year. So quite a large range of academic money available to you. And you can also stack scholarships because we have ones you can apply for. So you could receive multiple scholarships from St. John's that will really help offset that cost of the tuition. And that pretty much is it for my presentation. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Up next, Berkeley College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I am not Carol Covino, but I play Carol on TV. I'm sorry. It's been a good long day. First things first, thank you for having me here. I appreciate it this evening. And I'm going to get right to explaining a little about Berkeley College itself. And if you give me a quick minute, I will. First things first is let you know how Berkeley College operates our programs. We have 5 campuses in New York and New Jersey, and we're going to show you the campuses and the majors and tell you a little about our college. We are a private college, been an institution for over 90 years, and we are Middle States accredited, which is very important out there when you're looking for colleges and continuing your education. We offer associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and master's degrees. What I'm going to do is let you know just briefly about some of our opportunities that are coming up very, very soon for students. We have been doing a lot of our work via virtual. So what we're doing right now is we're hosting virtual sessions, and we're also hosting different sessions, open houses, where a student can register, as well as career seminars in different majors. As you can see, the majors, when I scroll down, they're all different ones. And these are for high school students that see the link, go on to the link, and then they'll get a Zoom invite. And all of these seminars are for students that are in high school that are interested in a 45-minute workshop from a professor, a student, and an employee that will talk about the different fields. So that's something that's pretty interesting as a way of getting to the students, because we know how difficult things are out there. To learn a little more about Berkeley College itself, but what I can tell you, if a student is looking to attend a smaller private college located in Bergen County, Paramus, Essex County, Newark, Union County, they would go to Woodbridge, and then New York City, of course, and then there's always online. But I just wanted to show you briefly our majors, okay? So our majors start with the Larry L. Lewing School of Business, which started Berkeley College. And these are going into business. Business data science is huge right now with algorithms and data mining and learning Python programming, IT, of course, marketing. Then we go to the LPN to BSN. That's a program that is not available for the high school students because they need to be a licensed practical nurse first. The School of Professional Studies, 3D digital visualization, and you can see all the degrees. Criminal justice, something I'm very, very proud of because we have 5 different concentrations. And that's a pretty interesting thing to do in going into studying the world of justice studies, is that you can focus in on social justice, social welfare. You could go into homeland, police work, and other fields like IT and national security. So that's a good thing. For my medical students that love the clinical and they want to work in a hospital setting or surgical center, your School of Health Studies. And then if you scroll down a little more, you also have your interior designers, your graphic design majors. And those are all of our majors in associates and bachelors, okay? We have 1 master's, and that's business management. Our New York City campus, obviously being around so long and having a New York and New Jersey campuses, our reputation when it comes to career services and interning is very, very good, because a lot of the companies will call our career service department up and say, hey, we're looking for some interns, just like Jonathan mentioned about interning and how strong and important that is. That's something our college takes, a lot of pride in, as all the other colleges do. Scholarships. We do offer scholarships in the forms of merit. And if you wanted to find out more about financial aid, then what we always like to do is just show you, real simple. Our tuition for this year is around $12,000 and change per semester. So we're looking at $25,000 per year. Okay, as you can see it right there, $25,900. Okay, plus some other fees. And then if we scroll down a little, we'll get you some more information about scholarship opportunities. Let's see if it's on this page. Hold on one second. Let me go back in. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up to all the students is when you're applying for financial aid, we all know recommending them to get their FAFSA done, as I've heard LIM mention, please get your FAFSA, because that's everything. That's covering all the different type of grants that are available through the state and, loans, what are available. But when it comes down to scholarships, how we do scholarships is basically 3.0 or higher on an interview. You could be looking at honors, which is a half tuition scholarship. We don't deal with SATs, we deal with the AccuPlacer exam. We have scholarships for DECA, FBLA, Honor Society. We also have a graphic design. And something that's really nice is when we find out where your parents are employed, we have a thing called corporate learning partnerships, which entitles a student and family up to 30% discount. And a lot of times we do that because a lot of these companies then hire our grads as well. And it gives the students that are working there possible opportunity to get some tuition reimbursement while you're at it. Okay. So in a nutshell, most of our students that will attend Berkeley College will choose our college because when they visited on a tour or they sat in on a class, they liked it. Just like you fall in love with any of these other wonderful colleges. And it was simple as that. They found their niche, smaller classes, teachers that work in the industry. An example, Gary Krulish is our chairperson of our Justice Studies program, who's a retired Secret Service agent. So it's pretty exciting to have teachers that actually work in the field. Dr. Montalvo is the chairperson of our medical programs. So that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do real simple is I am just going to, for all the students here, put in something more important than my name, berkeleycollege.edu/ I'll give you the pat, okay? If you fill that in, it'll go right to a link. And that link will get you those open house, those info sessions that are free. And then we could discuss, of course, waivers as well. So I thank everyone for their patience and time. And thank you, Clarissa, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As a reminder to our participants, if you guys have questions, definitely don't hesitate to put them in the Q&A down below. Up next, Christopher, Newport University.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. Give me 1 second to get my PowerPoint up and running. All righties. So as Clarissa said, my name is Sasha Keurig. I am one of the assistant directors here at Christopher Newport. If you choose to apply, I would be the person working with your application. So I am excited to have the opportunity to share some information with you tonight. So Christopher Newport University is one of the public liberal arts and sciences universities down in Newport News, Virginia. So that is southern coastal Virginia, right in between Williamsburg and Virginia Beach. So beautiful region. We have about 5,000 students on our gorgeous residential campus. That includes a graduate population of only about 200 students. So we are very much focused on that undergraduate experience here at CNU. When it comes to the academics, we offer about 90 different areas of study, everything from business and engineering to the performing arts and philosophy, so quite a range available for a smaller school. Our students don't officially declare a major until second semester sophomore year, so whether you know what you want right away or not, you have your first 3 semesters to come in and really explore. All of our students will be assigned a core advisor. That's an upper level faculty member who, one, is really just trained to help you make that transition academically into college, but also there to talk about your interests, your goals, your strengths, and what you're hoping to do after college to help you figure out what combination of programs is best for you. There's a lot of flexibility within our curriculum on purpose to allow our students to very easily have double majors, double minors, and really personalize their education. That being said, we are very much a liberal arts and sciences university, which means we have a pretty extensive core curriculum that our students follow during their time with us. That does not mean there are specific classes that our students have to take, but instead general broad requirements to help you, one, really get the breadth of that liberal arts education, so get a wide-ranging education, but also help you to understand and build applicable skills that you can use in your career and in any type of career that you end up going into. So things like how to analyze data, how to think critically, how to read and communicate effectively, how to work with a diverse group of people, skills that we know you will use in any type of career and no matter what your job throws at you. So we want you to be prepared for everything, basically. When it comes to our classes as a whole, about 60% have 19 or fewer students in them. On the flip side, only 2% have more than 50, and the largest classroom has 100 seats in it. So no massive lecture halls with us. Outside of the classroom, our students stay very busy on our campus. About 85% live with us. It's required through your junior year to live on campus. It's optional for our seniors, and about half will choose to stay with us. Freshmen and sophomores all live in suite style housing, and our upperclassmen are typically in apartment style houses that are absolutely beautiful and incredible. With so many students on our campus constantly, we have a very vibrant campus life. We have over 200 clubs and organizations. It's a lot for a small school like us. So there are always things going on and always ways to pursue your passions or just have some fun and meet some new people. Additionally, we want to make sure that you're getting great educational experiences outside of the classroom to enhance your time with us. Things like undergraduate research and internships are available starting your first semester freshman year. Because we have so few graduate students on our campus, those opportunities are available right away. Even if you haven't officially declared a major yet, or you're still debating between programs, we want you getting those experiences to help you figure out what you want to be doing. And again, adding to that academic experience. Study abroad and service learning are also a crucial part of our experiences to make sure you're getting that global education and understanding how your major and what you're learning about contributes to society. The most important thing to know about Christopher Newport, though, is we're very focused on service and leadership development. Our motto is lead a life of significance, meaning we want you to see your education as a tool that's going to allow you to give back to your community and make a positive impact in some way. Service is not a requirement, but just part of the culture and who we are as an institution. So however you want to do good in the world or impact the communities that you're involved with, we want your education with us to be that first step. Last thing to share with you today is a little bit about the application process. All of this information is on our website for your reference, but we do have a holistic process, meaning there are no minimums, cutoffs, or magic combination of things that gets you an automatic yes. We strongly recommend our students apply either early decision or early action. Either of the early opportunities gives you priority consideration in both admission as well as our scholarship programs. When it comes to the actual application review, our students are typically earning mostly A's and B's and have taken some challenging classes in high school. It's not necessarily about just the types of classes you've been taking or the grades you're getting. It's really about where you started as a freshman and who you've grown into as a senior. We want to see you challenge yourself a little bit more each year, find those subjects that you're strong in, that you're passionate about, and work into a demanding schedule for your senior year. Senior year grades are incredibly important to us. We want to make sure you're spending that last year of high school staying focused, and we do use them in the process. On the screen, you can see our middle 50% range for SAT and ACT. Keep in mind that CNU has been a test optional institution for a decade. It has nothing to do with COVID, so you have the option to submit your test scores, or you can be fully considered for admission and scholarships without them. The last thing to know about our admission process is that we strongly recommend interviews for every applicant, and they are required for our merit scholarship programs. Interviews are available to all rising seniors and seniors, so you don't have to wait until you've applied, and the interview is not a scary process. It's an opportunity for you to sit one-on-one with a member of the admission committee, so someone like me, and tell us exactly what you want us to know about you. The interviews are required for the scholarship programs, of which we have two. One is an honors program designed to give students an enhanced academic experience through smaller interdisciplinary style courses. And the second, much more unique to us, is called the President's Leadership Program, or PLP. It is a leadership development program with both an academic component where you actually learn about leadership history and theory, as well as theories on how to be a good follower, hear about leadership through a speaker series and learn from different individuals who are implementing these theories, and then finally putting it into practice through volunteer work in our local community. So that is the super fast version of Christopher Newport. My contact information is available here should you have any follow-up questions, as well as all of our social media contacts. We are open for in-person visits and tours, so I hope y'all will consider a visit down to Christopher Newport. Thank you so much, and y'all have a nice evening.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Our final institution for this session is SOAS University of London.
Hi there, everybody. I'm going to sort of switch over now to the UK, so very different from the colleges that you've already heard of today. And I'm going to take you on a whistle-stop tour of our university. So I'll just start sharing my screen with you guys so you can see everything. So as I say, I'm going to take you through a whistle-stop tour, but what I most want to tell you about SOAS University of London is we are a really unique institution. So we focus on the humanities and the social sciences, and we have a very regional focus to allow you to explore areas within Africa, Middle East, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and East Asia. And we deal with the key issues facing the world today from the perspective of the most underrepresented and also underserved. In terms of our student numbers, we are a smaller school in the UK. We're 6,300 students from over 145 different countries. We have about 3,000 distance learners in addition to that, but our student to staff ratio is really, really small. So it means that you're going to be in those small group teaching and you'll have a good balance of international and UK students and also postgraduate and undergraduate students. In terms of why you might think about studying with us, we're located in the heart of London. We're a global top 50 university for the arts and humanities. We have world-class facilities. We have leading academics who are practitioners in the field, small class sizes, as I said before, and a flexible and interdisciplinary approach to our degrees. And then lastly, a very diverse and international student population. In terms of our site, we are located right in the heart of the city centre, but we also have a lot of green space around us. So you have the best of both worlds. As I say, we have brand new facilities, world class. We have our own gallery and exhibition space. We have great lecture rooms that are state of the art. And we also have one of the national research libraries in the UK, of which there are only 5. In terms of our subject areas, this is where the UK does differ quite considerably to the US, in that every student coming in will pick their major when they apply to us. You can double major in some instances, so you could actually mix any of these subject areas together. And we still do allow you at SOAS to explore other areas by taking elective classes from other areas that you aren't studying as your major. In terms of languages, this is something that's really, really important to us at SOAS. So alongside your major and alongside your other classes, you can also pick a range of different languages. And we pride ourselves on teaching different languages to everybody else. So we have in total about 35 different languages that you can take with us. And these are just some of the ones that you can explore that also match with the regions in which we teach. In terms of our ranking, we are ranked very strongly, as I said, global top 50 for the arts and humanities, and we have 7 subject areas in the top 10 in the UK. In terms of development studies, which is one of our key programs, we're 5th in the world. In terms of anthropology, we're very strong as well, politics, law, and also in business. In terms of our fees, our living costs are around $13,500 per year to $15,500, sorry, dollars that is. Our tuition fees are around $26,500 per year. So your total cost of attendance will be between $40,000 and $42,000 per year. We are FAFSA loan approved, so you can take your FAFSA loans and use them in the UK, though you can't take the grants, unfortunately. And then to apply to us, you actually apply through UCAS, which is the way that you apply to all UK universities. And it's about $35 to make 5 applications to different universities, or you could make multiple applications to the same university if you wanted to do more courses there. In terms of our entry requirements, we look at a GPA of around about a 3.2, and then you can submit either SATs, ACTs, APs, dual enrollment credits, but we are test optional as well. In terms of our entry requirements, they will differ for different programs, but we set that out on the website very clearly for you. And in terms of the UK, we're very transparent in what we want from students. So if you meet those minimum entry requirements, you will be getting a place. We don't really look at too much more in consideration with that. We do have an essay that you'll put in where you'll talk about yourself in a bit more detail, and that's how we'll match you to your program. But in terms of the actual entry requirements, we look at your scores in that. In terms of SOAS, there is a lot more to explore outside of the academics, so that should be your focus. And so this is just an example of the different societies that we have that you could join. In terms of our societies, we have over 200 different societies, from sports to politics to music clubs, to also societies that look at social awareness, social mobility, and we are a university of activists. And in terms of when we say activists, that doesn't necessarily mean protest, that means really educating people on different areas, opening up dialogue, opening up discussion. In terms of our facilities, we also do have some student-centered areas like our student common room, shops and bar. We have lots of live music, film screening, cultural events, campaigning and fundraising. And we are also part of the wider University of London group, which is 18 universities which are member institutions, and you get to use facilities from all of those 18 universities across London. In terms of London life, because that is something you should consider, it's one of the reasons why you might want to come to the UK. It is one of the most cosmopolitan and diverse cities in the world. There's always something happening, and it's always within an easy reach of SOAS. London was rated the best student city in the world in the 2019 world rankings, and continues to feature very highly. There are over 350,000 students in London. There's lots of music performances, lots of shows that you can go to, and lots of events that will really help you in terms of your studies. And then we would go on to career support at SOAS. So we also offer a lot of career support. We do encourage students to take internships. Most students at SOAS will take at least 2 internships a year. We have country-specific careers information and advice, and that's not just for the UK, that's for around the world. We have access to jobs, paid internships, volunteer opportunities through our career zones. We host careers fairs and workshops, and we do have student ambassador jobs that allow you to have part-time work whilst you're at the university that won't impact on your studies and are a flexible way of earning money. So lastly, I just wanted to show you some of the major companies in which we work with, but we work with all different companies across the world. If you look at our alumni, it will be quite a who's who of the UN, of ambassadors. So you'll see the ambassador this country, ambassador that country. A lot of our students do go into that kind of work, but there really is a range of companies and organizations that you might want to go on to. And then lastly, I just thought I would leave my contact details, but also our social media channels for the university. In particular, I'd point out our Instagram channel, where we do a lot of student takeovers. So if you really want to hear from other students, then please do go to our Instagram page, and you will be able to see all their takeovers and learn what it's like to be in their shoes for a day.
Thank you very much for your presentation. We do still have some time in our programming, so we are going to move on to a Q&A section of our webinar today. So I'm going to invite all of our reps to come back and respond to this question, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go in presentation order. So I'll turn it over to LIM College.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I'm glad I get to go first, because I feel like we're all going to have similar pieces of advice. So my biggest piece of advice would be to stay in touch with your admissions counselor. We have all of the answers you're looking for on the website. We are able to give you answers instead of you making up your own. And we want to talk to you just as much as you want to talk to us. So definitely feel free to take all of the information that we just put into the chat today and reach out to your admissions counselor. I promise I can speak for all of us here on the screen. We want to hear from you.
St. John's University.
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice would be visit campus. You want to see if you like the school, not just the buildings, but look around at the students. See if you feel like you fit in that environment. Do you feel like everyone has the same sense of style, or they're doing the same things as you? Maybe you're surrounded by people on campus and you just don't feel a connection. And that's a good sign of maybe that school isn't the right fit. So I think college fit is really important. Come for a tour, talk to current students, and see if you really feel like you fit in.
Berkeley College. Christopher Newport University.
Yeah, so I definitely second everything that's already been said. But my advice is please remember that this is a very personal and individual process. There are so many universities out there that just because your friend went somewhere or your parents went somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right fit for you, and that is okay. You're probably looking for very different things than all of your friends. And so just keep that in mind, that while it's great to hear from friends who are currently in college or take the advice and learn about schools from family members and friends, just remember that you really need to figure out what you yourself are looking for in an institution, and spend the time to really find that, because if you put the work in, you will find the right place for you.
SOAS University of London.
Yeah, I would say do what you're doing now. Join lots of different events, hear from lots of different people, explore lots of different websites, go to taster sessions, go to in-person sessions, go to tours around campuses. The more you know that's out there, the more you'll find something that really works for you. I think when I was going into university and college, I didn't even know like how many subjects I could take and what might interest me. So really do that deep dive and try and find out as much as possible.
Thank you, everyone, for those wonderful pieces of advice. We have come to the end of our programming, so I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. And as I mentioned earlier, there are many sessions happening later today and tomorrow, so definitely go check the schedule. And lastly, this session was recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.